Just stand up, Lincoln.
All right, how are we doing today?
Daniel, stand up.
Today it seems like we're gonna be hearing the case
Stand
of
up, Brian. Thank you. Making me look like a damn fool.
Mr. The State versus Mr. Yamuvatan. Oh, you guys may be seated, by the way.
I can't hear him.
Huh?
The district attorney speaks, turn his voice up.
Yamovatan. The State
Speak a
versus
little
Mr.
louder.
Yamovatan. Yeah. Yeah.
You can sit down now, Lincoln.
Show of hands, who cannot hear me? Actually, show of hands, who can hear me? Okay. I'll just...
I believe if you
Is this a little better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, we'll do it from here. Good afternoon. We're now in session for the case of the State versus Mr. What was it again? Yamovatan. Where the prosecution is going to be on my right over here, and the defense will be on my left. All parties will be expected to follow courtroom decorum throughout these proceedings. Before we proceed, I ask both parties to please introduce yourself, starting with the prosecution. Make sure you're shouting.
Good afternoon, citizens and first responders here of Los Santos. My name is Barry Bolton. I'm the district attorney for the city of Los Santos. Pleasure to meet everyone here on this day, and that's about it. So I'll go ahead and throw it over here to defense counsel over there to introduce himself, and we'll get started.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Owen Carter. I'm going to be representing this case as the defense attorney. The state decided to make this more about himself, so it looks like an ad campaign just for the district attorney for more cases. So anyway, let's cut this short. Let's talk about my client. He's being charged unfairly and unjust today. The charges that are brought
hold
forth
on.
Hmm?
We'll get to just got to introduce yourself. Opening statement. We're going to start with the prosecution, then we'll move to the defense.
We're not okay, that's it.
Okay. Now, prosecution, would you care to give your opening statement?
Yes, I will. I'll come up here and speak nice and loudly for everyone can hear. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Justice, this city that we live in, the city that we want to keep safe, and whenever we decide that we want to spend a little time outside, a little time in the sun, we should not be under threat of violence. And in this courtroom today, I'm going to share with you a story about a gentleman who was just out one day, just going for a swim, and unfortunately, he was met with violence perpetuated by the defense in a manner that led him not to be with us today.
I don't know what the fuck this dude talking about.
And I think that the evidence that we have to show you, it's pretty damning in itself. And I think it'll prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the gentleman over here is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Thank you.
All right, defense, care to give your opening statement?
Yes, good afternoon. I represent my client here today to fight against the state on these unjust charges. And you guys will find out in the evidence is not going to be strong enough today against my client, especially in some of the more violent charges. My client is a father of a few kids. You know, he wouldn't put anything to jeopardize his life or his children's or family's life in harm's way. That is all.
All right, we'll now move on to the presentation of evidence. Prosecution, you may now present your evidence through testimony.
Testimony. I believe this is when we can.
Yes, when you call up your witnesses. Yep.
Okay, so the
have them
state
come
would
right
like.
here.
Yep, state would like to call Mark Osborne to the stand as a witness. Mark, if you could join us up here, please.
Do I help and stuff?
I believe. Right
Yep,
there.
that's it.
Perfect. All right, so you just pretty much want to know what happened?
Yeah, I got a couple of
Okay.
questions for you if you don't mind here. Bear with me. I just got to flip through my notebook.
There wasn't a bear there when it happened.
We also do need to swear this gentleman in.
Yeah, bailiff.
Commissioner, if you could.
Yeah.
Bailiff, you need a cough drop.
If I may.
No, I don't think he. There you go.
Yes.
Continue.
All right, Mr. Osborne, can you state your name for the courtroom, please?
Mark Osborne.
Okay, Mr. Osborne, how long have you lived in San Andres?
Couple years now. I was born and raised up in around Sandy Shores area.
Okay, Mr. Osborne, were you present at the docks during the incident in question?
Yes.
Okay, and what brought you to the area that evening?
Me and my friend that's no longer with us, we was going there because we were told that it was a pretty good place to go swimming.
Okay, and where
And we
were
was
you?
gonna go.
Where were you located when the events in question began?
We pulled up into the dock area over there towards the edge where the water is, and we was about to go swimming over there off the end of the pier.
Okay, now while you were at the docks, what first caught your attention here about the defendant?
I just saw them. They all had guns out, and they was in a black SUV, and they was being real mean to us when we were trying to go swimming, and they called me a pipsqueak, and
Okay, now
were
when you
like
say they were
pointing their
being mean
guns
to
at
you,
us.
they did point the guns at you at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen this guy dead in my life.
Okay, can you describe the individuals that you observed at the docks there?
One of them was wearing like a shiesty or something, and his hair was like poofy, and it was like sticking out of the shiesty. And then another one was wearing like a black suit with like a chain of some kind on, and he had like some like I think it was like dreadlocks and some glasses.
Okay, so do you see this person that you described in the courtroom today?
Yeah, it's that guy right there.
Okay, let the record show that that the witness is pointing to the defendant.
It's
That
this
boy
guy over
lying.
there. Him right there. It was literally him. I saw the whole thing happen.
Okay, now
Well,
Mr. Osborne, besides
That's true.
threatening you violently, what else did you observe in these individuals? What were they doing?
It seemed like I kind of overheard them talking about how they were waiting on someone to sell drugs to or something like that.
Okay,
At one
approximately how
point,
far away? How far away were you from them when you heard them say that?
probably about, I'd say maybe 20, 30 yards.
Okay, 20, 30 yards. And now your glasses, Mr. Osborne, are they prescription?
No, these are sunglasses. I
Okay,
have
so
20/20
without your
vision.
sunglasses, you do have 20/20 vision. So there's no mistake in your mind what you saw that evening.
Not at all.
Okay. And now, Mr. Osborne, let's fast forward a little bit. When you observed these events happening, what did you do?
Pretty much we was just trying to get out of there at that point, and because it seemed like not a very good place to be for a law-abiding citizen, and
Okay.
we kind of took it that we could just go swimming later or something, and then that's when everything kind of happened.
Okay. So what made you specifically decide to leave the area there?
When they started pointing guns at us, and then
Okay.
my friend was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And then they flip and shot him in the head.
Okay. We'll get to that, Mr. Osborne. And apologies, I have to ask you so many questions here. So how did you and your friend attempt to leave?
Well, we turned around and we were gonna, go get back in the car, and we were gonna, take off out of there.
Okay. You were on foot at this point.
Yes.
Okay. And as you were leaving, what happened next?
As we were leaving, they shot my friend in the head, So I started running, trying to get to the car to kind of escape, and then they shot me right in the back.
Okay. Did you suffer any injuries as a result of the shots there? Did they get you fixed up or?
Well, obviously I was injured. I got shot right in the back, but it wasn't
Right, of
anything.
course.
Obviously, I'm walking and everything. After going to the hospital, the EMS that rushed me to the hospital. Actually, he's right there. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. And what do you remember after immediately being shot? You remember anything after that?
After being shot, all I could hear was sirens and the screeching tires of the black SUV that they was driving, and they was getting on out of there. And then
Okay.
after EMS has been helping me, that's when I talked to I don't see the officer that I talked to in here, but yeah, him.
Okay. Mr. Osborne, I appreciate you coming out today and speaking. That'll be all the questions from the prosecution at this time. Thank you.
You want me to
Defense, do you
please,
have
and sit
a...
back down?
Just stay there for a sec. Defense, do you have any questions?
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so you testify the day that you and your friend went over there to the docks to go swimming, is that correct?
That's correct.
So, in your testimony, you said you guys turned back around to get into a vehicle of some sorts and leave. So, at what point did you stop swimming?
Well, like I said, we haven't even gotten a chance to get into the water yet, so
And do you know approximately whereabouts or what postal or region you were swimming at?
it was somewhere over there by the docks around, like it's like 929 area.
So you were swimming over there in the 929 area? I wasn't familiar they had a beach there. How did you get?
Well, there's
What
no
was?
beach there. Like I said, it's a swimming hole. You seem to not really, listen to anything over there. You're just sitting there playing on your iPad. I get it, but we said we pulled up and we haven't gone swimming yet. What part of that do you not understand?
Okay, well, how do so you said your plan there was to go swimming. How do you access the water over there?
You jump into water, right? Because there's a big wedge, and then you
Mm-hmm.
climb up on the ladder. Have you ever been there?
Mm-hmm. So you said
You
you
have.
heard my client about 20 to 30 yards away. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so, I mean, 20 to 30 yards. I mean, that's just under half a football
It's
field.
when actually 50 yards is a half a football field. 20, 30 yards
Yeah,
is
just under half a football field.
well within someone's voice range when they're yelling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So they were yelling. Okay, got it. And you described my client as a man with drugs and sunglasses, correct? And then you pointed to him.
Correct.
Okay. Is this the first man you've seen in the city with dreads and sunglasses?
Yes, it is. Nobody else in here, has dreads and sunglasses, so I guess it's not.
So you
You know,
telling me in the entire city, this is the only man that has dreads and sunglasses that you've ever seen?
that I've ever seen. No, but he matches a perfect description of, the person I did see.
Because he has dreads and sunglasses?
I mean, there's other, qualities about somebody than dreads and sunglasses.
Yeah, but in your testimony today, the only describable features of my
Because
client,
that
you
is a
pointed out his dreads and
main
sunglasses.
describable feature.
Okay. All right, Your Honor,
Just
that'll conclude my questioning.
All right, you may take a seat, sir. Prosecution, do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, sir. I do. I'd just like to call my next witness to the stand here. We're going to be calling the chief of police up here to speak with.
All right, bailiff, you mind swearing them in? Come on, speak up. Stand on it.
I do.
Taking
I
it to cop
apologize.
drop.
All
I
right.
apologize. I do.
Prosecution, witness is yours.
Okay, thank you. Bear with me. Just got to flip through my notebook here. Maybe a minute. One moment.
This guy takes a lot of notes.
Crickets in the courtroom.
Prosecution, how much more time you need?
Damn, that notebook must be long.
I think you fell asleep.
Maybe put a table of contents in there. You're having trouble finding things.
Or needs a bookmark.
All right, my apologies there. Had to look for that that page in my notebook there. All right, so we have Chief Daniels here. If you could state your name for the courtroom, please, for the record.
My name is Chief Daniels, Jesse Daniels of the Los Santos Police Department.
Okay, and you took a active role in this case today. Is that correct?
That is correct. I did.
Okay. How long have you been employed as a law enforcement officer?
Well,
Damn.
EMS. Oh, there we go.
Does anybody else need a snack?
I
Sorry about that.
apologize. Go ahead and repeat your question.
Yes. How long have you been employed as a law enforcement officer?
As chief, I've been here for 5 years, and as a law enforcement officer, 30 years plus.
Okay. Were you on duty on the evening of this incident?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Were you dispatched to the docks where the incident occurred?
No, I was not.
Okay. When did your involvement in the apprehension of the defendant begin?
I got radio. Over the radio, I heard Master Sergeant Alex Kissel, who was sitting in front of me. He radioed in a shots fired at the postal code 929. He also gave a description of a vehicle and the 3 subjects that he was given, and to be on the lookout for that vehicle. So he issued a bolo, and I was in the Legion Square area, and that's when I started searching for that vehicle.
All right. It appears my witnesses are out of order. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and push on. Okay. So you got the radio from Sergeant Kissel over here in regards to the bolo for the vehicle
Correct.
that was seen leaving the scene of the incident earlier with
Correct.
the shots fired. And did you locate this vehicle?
Upon that initial note, I would then issued a response for a air unit to go ahead and start searching the area. Upon maybe 5 minutes of flight, the air unit radioed in that he had a possible match for the black vehicle occupied 3 times at the Strawberry Avenue gas station. I was right around the corner. I drove past the gas station to go ahead and verify if it matched the description given over the radio. I did confirm that it did match. The 3 subjects were standing outside of the vehicle, and they did match the description that was given over the radio.
Okay. Now, upon the description over the radio and confirming the identity of the individuals there at the Strawberry gas station, what happened next?
I then radioed for backup. I received 3 extra units. I coordinated a full-on takedown. Basically, 3 different units coming in from 3 different angles. We then approached with lights and sirens. Upon exiting our vehicles, we received fire from the 3 subjects before they jumped back into their vehicle and fled the gas station.
Okay. Was the defendant one of the subjects who was firing at responding law enforcement?
That is correct.
Okay. And how do you know that for sure? I can see your lips moving. I can't hear you though.
I apologize. I said I did witness him from the passenger side of the vehicle firing over the hood at my patrol unit.
Okay. So you recognize the defendant as one of the individuals who was shooting
Yes,
from
sir.
the vehicle that day. Okay. All right. Now the subsequent pursuit here, I'd imagine they did they flee in a vehicle?
Yes, sir. I believe one of my officers did pierce their tire upon the initial fireback, and they spun out on Legion Square.
Objection, speculation. The witness said he believed the tire was popped.
I apologize.
Chief Daniels, was the tire intact at the moment that you arrived at the Strawberry gas station?
That it was.
Okay. And then as the car pulled away from the Strawberry gas station after the subsequent firefight, they had one less inflated tire on the vehicle. Is that correct?
Correct. About maybe 100 yards down the roadway, we saw the sparks coming from the front right passenger side tire.
For the
Okay. So
record, the objection is sustained.
whether they lost the tire in the shootout or they hit a curb on their way out of the parking lot, the fact remains they did lose a tire after the gunfight.
That is correct.
Okay. Now the pursuit of the
Objection,
vehicle.
leading the witness. Let the witness testify, please.
Sustained. Please rephrase.
So they did lose a tire in
Yes.
in your
Yes, sir.
view of
From
things.
what I
Okay.
witnessed, 100 yards down the road, they did proceed to start initiate the sparks from the front right tire.
Okay. Were officers able to catch up to the vehicle?
Yeah, shortly after they crashed on
Objection,
Strawberry Avenue.
speculation. He's talking about other officers.
Prosecution, your response.
I'll refrain. Restate my statement. I proceeded to get into my patrol unit, followed them, and I personally witnessed them crash out on
Okay.
Strawberry Avenue.
And in the meantime, were there other officers in the area who would have had sight of the vehicle from the time it took off from the gas station to when it crashed later?
Correct.
Okay. When the vehicle crashed, did they give up? Did they run? Where would they go from there?
One subject exited the vehicle and attempted to flee on foot. We then boxed in the SUV on the sidewalk. The 2 subjects then exited the vehicle, and my officers ordered them to lay their weapons down. They proceeded to point their weapons and fire upon us.
Okay, so based off of your testimony, you're saying that the individual who fled the scene after the car accident is the defendant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did the officers catch up to him?
Yes, he then surrendered.
He surrendered. Okay. All right. And as far as the defendant goes, were any firearms recovered or any weapons on the defendant?
Yes, sir. Multiple weapons were found on the defendant.
Okay. Were any
Sir,
forensics
can I ask for
conducted?
a short recess? I'm having internal issues in my head.
Just one more question, if we can.
Yes, sir.
Did you do any ballistics on the actual weapon or any weapon fragments found on the scene?
Yes, sir. All three. I'm sorry. All the weapons that we searched, they came back to nobody. They were what we call ghost guns.
Okay. All right. That is going to be the last question from the prosecution for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. How long do you need, sir?
Repeat your question.
How long do you need?
Just 2 minutes.
All right. Recess for 2 minutes.
I apologize, everybody.
Oh, good.
Oh, we're winning this shit.
Smoke break.
Hey, Brad, is there somewhere private I can speak with my lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna have to. You need to have an officer with you though, or at least standing outside the door.
Bailiff.
Anything you hear, by the way, is not admissible in court.
Hey,
Whisper.
yeah.
Yep. It's all right.
Okay. You stand there.
I guess I should probably disarm myself if I'm in a
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you shouting?
Yes,
Yep.
I am.
If
Okay,
for
now I'm
people to
sorry.
hear you, everybody
Okay.
has to be on shout to hear him. Everybody has
Okay.
to be
I
on
was
shout.
gonna. I
Yeah.
was gonna say we were about to test it.
Yeah, everybody has to be on shout.
Yeah, if you go off a shout, it lowers your volume and theirs.
Blame that EMS guy over there if you don't like it.
I will.
Not that one. This other one over here. That one. Blame him.
Put him in prison. Put him in prison until he fixes it.
He is going to jail.
Wait,
Yes, sir.
no, they got to be in shouting if they want to hear what's going on.
It has to be on shout.
All right, court is back in session. Gonna have the witness come back up, and defense, you will get your opportunity to question the witness.
All right, I'm back.
That's me.
Hostile witness.
Chief
Oh no.
Chief Daniels, you're going to be cross-examined by the defense.
10-4.
Am I good to go now?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Jesse Daniels. So you're the chief of LSPD. Did I hear that correctly?
That is correct, sir.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna keep this short for the courtroom. The last testimony was hard for me to follow. I'll be honest, but we're gonna hit on a few important key details. Just in my questioning, just let's focus on you rather than speculating about the other officers or using words about they, them, we, etc. Let's try to
Gotcha.
use direct names so that I can try to keep up. If
Yes,
you
sir.
agree, I agree. We're good to go. All right. So, when did you first hear about the scene, or how did you get called onto the scene?
Master Sergeant Alex Kissel was responding to the 1071 shots fired call down at postal 929
All right, perfect.
area.
That lines up. All right, let's go to the next question. So it sounded like you were kind of like at two places or one. So you saw, was it my client here? You saw him directly shooting over the hood of his vehicle, as
That
you
is
mentioned in your
correct.
testimony.
That is correct.
And what the guy that was shooting across from the vehicle, let's pretend for a second it's not my client. How would you describe him?
How would I describe the other two gentlemen, or the one? What's
The
your question?
one that you were mentioning in your testimony that was shooting over the hood. What was he wearing? What did he look like, etc.
He was wearing a black suit, a set of sunglasses, a big bold chain. Couldn't miss the chain. The reason why I say that is because I didn't have my sunglasses, and when I was attempting to fire back, it blinded me.
So it blinded you. So did you or did you not see my client shooting across the hood?
No, yeah, I definitely saw your client shooting across it. Yes, sir. I was blinded as the shots started coming in towards my vehicle, which didn't allow me to fire back. I didn't want to hit the gas pumps right by the vehicle.
So are you assuming or do you know he was trying to take your life?
There's no assumption, sir. He fired at my vehicle. I was the lead vehicle in the takedown. I was the head of the vehicles. I had 2 units pull in from the back right side of the vehicle and the back left side of the vehicle to try and box it in. Once my vehicle received fire, I then reversed so I was not struck.
So when you were getting shot at, you were in your vehicle at the time?
Yes, sir. I was going to start shooting through my front windshield.
So what were the condition of your tires when you were shot at? Or after
My
the shots rang out and you could see again?
my tires?
Yes, that is correct, of your vehicle.
My tires were punctured.
So your claim is my client attempted to take your life or did he attempt to disable your vehicle to get away?
I have bullet holes through the front windshield of my vehicle, so I believe my life was being threatened.
Would you believe that it is possible that somebody else could have shot your windshield since you were blinded by a reflection?
I guess if that's what you want to hear, yeah.
I mean, it's not what I want to hear. I just want to know from
I mean,
your.
if you want to play word scramble, yeah, I guess that's possible.
So after all that happened, at what point did the situation end?
The situation ended down the road after a 1050, which is a vehicle collision, causing the vehicle to become undrivable. We then pinned the vehicle with 2 vehicles in between. Your client had already fled on foot from that vehicle, and the 2 occupants that were still in the vehicle proceeded to exit the vehicle, open fire, and my officers eliminated the threat.
Did you handcuff my client at any time?
I did not.
Did you question my client at any time?
I did not. That was not my department.
So the notes in the MDT come back to your badge number, or are these your notes?
We were having IT problems. I was typing it up for Mr. Alex Kissel. He had no access to the system.
So is it safe for me to assume that these are Alex Kissel's words?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are.
And what was the officer that filed the charges? Was it you or another officer you're working with?
Once again, I put the charges into the system due to IT issues, and Mr. Kissel was the one who informed me.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I get my names right. All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I step?
Your Honor, I've finished.
Yeah, you may step down. Prosecution, you have any more witnesses?
Yes, sir. Just one more for the prosecution here. We would like to call the Sergeant Alex Kissel to the stand.
All right, bailiff, swear him in.
So help me God, yes I do.
All right, Mr. Kissel. We will try to keep it short here for the court. Just a couple questions for you. Were you on duty on the evening of the incident?
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay. And you were dispatched to the area of the docks there at the postal in question?
Correct.
Okay. What was the call that went out that led you there?
The initial call was a 1071 shots fired call out initially through the MBT report from civilians reporting shots heard in the area.
Okay. How long after the call came in did you arrive?
Under 1 minute I was on scene.
Okay. What did you observe upon your arrival?
Initially on arrival, I did notice a smaller, compact 4-door black SUV leaving the area. I assumed to flee gunshots. Upon arrival to the direct scene, noted that there was upwards of 3 casualties on scene, 2 fully incapacitated, 1 still able to talk and move around and whatnot.
Okay, I want to make sure we're clear for the court here. So 2 individuals were deceased, and there was 1 additional who was wounded.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the type of wounds that they suffered, was it knife or what? What were we working with?
Being cross-trained as a paramedic, I'm able to declare that it was all gunshot.
Okay, no doubt in your mind, because of gunshot wound.
No, sir. Yeah, they were all gunshot wounds.
Okay, and you secured the scene?
Yes, sir. The scene was secured by myself and other law enforcement agents.
Okay, did we have time to observe, see if there were any shell casings or other?
While we were
indications of
there,
shots fired?
we did not notice any, or we did not have time, as we were correctly cleared from the scene to aid in search for the subject vehicle.
Okay, were you one of the units that arrived later to the gas station in Strawberry?
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay, and you witnessed? Did you witness the suspects? The suspects there?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right. Did you take part in detaining or placing the defendant under arrest?
Yes, sir, I am the original arresting officer.
Okay. Was there any evidence that was recovered from the defendant?
The subject was recovered with 2 pistol platforms converted into assault rifles, 1 sidearm. One of the assault rifles did have several rounds missing from the magazine, and I was able to note that there was gunpowder residue on the barrel.
Okay. So had it been recently shot then in that case?
Yes, it would have been recently shot at that point.
And this is the last question for you. Is it legal to have those types of firearms?
No, sir, it is not.
Okay. It's the last question, Your Honor.
Defense, you may now cross-examine the witness.
Hello, Mr. Alex Kissel, is it?
Yes, sir.
So the charges you've brought on my client here today is possession of class 2 weapons, murder, attempted murder, illegal possession of a firearm, and evading police. Is that accurate?
I would like to re-clarify upon the initial transfer of the MDT case. I was requesting for legal possession of a Class 2 attempted murder on an LEO and fleeing and evading. As no law enforcement agents suffered casualties on scene. To my knowledge, that is.
Alrighty. Thank you. Okay. So at what point you said you witnessed my client at the scene? When you first laid eyes on my client, what was he doing? What was his position?
Upon my original arrival at the gas station, I was approaching from the southwest, at which point 3 gentlemen, all armed with displaying weapons, were actively firing, to which point 2 separate subjects were firing into my vehicle. And I was hit twice.
Was it my client that shot your vehicle?
I am unable to answer that as there were... let me rephrase myself. I was unable to identify which victim or which subjects were shooting directly at me due to the amount of gunfire I was taking, as I was prioritizing saving my life.
Understandable, understandable. Thank you for your time, Your Honor. That's it.
All right, you may now take a seat. Prosecution, that's all right for witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor. That's all the witnesses for the prosecution.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
I do not. He called on mine.
Okay. We'll now move to deliberation. Take a brief 5-minute recess, and then I will come back and give my verdict.
It's cool. You need anything from me, Mr. Lawyer?
No. I like to talk out loud though. Oh, come back.
I just need to go in my head.
I like to talk out loud to the bailiffs. What I'm thinking for the court case. Murder beyond a reasonable doubt, I'd say no. The fact that he said no cops were shot on or died on scene would be also no murder. I would say that the chief there kind of almost ruined it for the attempted murder charge because he cast doubt on his testimony. But Kissel saved it with the I saw all three subjects shooting. So definitely attempted, gives probable cause for the search and arrest. Definitely evading, definitely illegal, definitely possession. Is that stacking charges? Are we doing that? Illegal possession of a firearm, possession of a class 2 weapon. Oh, that's not technically stacking. Yeah, I'd say the possession of a class 2 is an elevation of illegal possession of a firearm. Because it's a felony it's a misdemeanor to a felony. So I think what I'm gonna go with is attempted possession of class 2 and evading. All right. I think I'm ready. That sounds good.
I think he's taking a little nap.
Who's taking a nap? It's
My
not,
client.
not Barry B. I don't know if anyone stepped out. I don't see Mark Osborne. He might have
I
stepped
think
out for a
some
smoke.
people went out to smoke.
I don't think they listened.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, prop the door open a little bit, so just in case.
I think we got a pretty good shot. It's a fair trial. We'll see about that.
Guess we'll find out.
On my way.
There's some people smoking in head.
I apologize. There was a woman attempting to break into a law enforcement truck outside.
She'll be the next person I put behind bars.
Okay. Someone's whispering again.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, he's awake.
Yep.
And he's gone.
All right, let's go. All right, you may take a seat. Okay, so let's go over these charges. I will give my verdict on the charges and then I will give an explanation. For the charge of possession of a class 2 weapon, I find the defendant guilty. For murder, I find the defendant not guilty. For attempted murder, I find the defendant guilty. For illegal possession of a firearm, we're going to remove that because that's technically stacking. Possession of class 2 weapon is going to be the elevation of that. So not guilty on illegal possession of a firearm. For evading police, I find the defendant guilty. So the reason for the possession of class 2, let's start at murder. So beyond a reasonable doubt with the testimony provided, I cannot definitively say that this individual murdered the person at the docks. There was good evidence to suggest it, but beyond a reasonable doubt, I would say no. For the attempted murder, I would say guilty because of the testimony given by both of the officers that the defendant did fire upon officers. The chief's testimony casted a little bit of doubt upon that, but upon hearing Officer Kissel's testimony and corroborating that with the chief's testimony, I would say beyond a reasonable doubt, he did attempt to murder with said firearm. Then after evading the police. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I've removed the not guilty charges from the incident report. Bailiff, feel free to send them off whenever you'd like. Court is now adjourned.
Y'all ain't gonna tell me how much time I'm finna get? That's kind of
Yeah, I
crazy.
saved your life.
I owe you $5,000.